Hey friends, welcome to this week's nursery tour. We have got some beautiful fall annuals in just yesterday, so we're going to show you those. But also, so we're going to do a fun little twist this week. You are going to get Jenny's nursery tour today, and then you are going to get Jerry's nursery tour. We actually have a truck that just pulled up with some great new shrubs, but we thought it would be really fun to kind of do a Jenny's edition, Jerry's edition of the nursery tour, because of course, we're two different people. Yes, we are married and we think a lot alike, but we are two separate people and we see things differently and we have different viewpoints on things. And so we thought it would be really fun to kind of see the garden center through different eyes and let you get to experience that. So I'm going to focus on more of like the annuals, maybe the perennials, and then Jerry's going to show you all of the great new shrubs that are coming in. So that will be a separate video, so make sure that you look for that, because he is always fun and entertaining when he does his nursery tours, and y'all adore him as much as I do. So let's come on in here. It is the middle of October. The temperatures have cooled down. It is fantastic. And we got, like I said yesterday, a beautiful, beautiful selection of new annuals. So we separate them between violas and pansies because they are obviously two separate plants, very, very similar, but they are separate. Now, in order to grow your pansies and violas, you need full sun. So a minimum of, I would say, 5 to 6 hours of good sun. Keep in mind that your summer sun and your winter sun could be very different. I know it is in certain parts of my garden. So make sure you have enough sun to keep them flowering. One of my favorite things about pansies and violas is all the great colors that they come in, right? So here we have violas. We've talked about this before, but we'll hit it one more time just in case you don't remember, is that violas will have a smaller flower head, but they have more blooms per plant. They tend to be a little bit more cold tolerant, a little bit more heat tolerant perhaps. So I have found that violas will continue to bloom throughout the coldest parts of the season, where maybe my pansies kind of take a break and then they'll come back up in, you know, late winter, early spring. The Color Max series, I'm gonna let Jerry get in here and show you these beautiful colors. This is one of a very, very popular color. This is Beacon Rose. And the Color Max series is more heat tolerant and more cold tolerant, meaning that yes, you can plant these when it's 80 something plus degrees and they're not gonna stretch. They will continue to bloom. They will also bloom in those coldest months of the year. So the Color Max is a great, great series. And then we have, look at all of these fun colors. So these are mixes. This is the Sorbet series. And so you've got the yellows and the purples and the oranges in there. Just a beautiful mix. So if you love just splashes of color, then these sorbet mixes would be a great one for you, a great, great option. Coming down, if you tend to like a little bit more of the more pastel colors, these are again the Color Max series, and this is Lemonberry Mix. So hop on in here and look at that, y'all. Is that not just a beautiful, beautiful flower? I mean, it looks like a watercolor. I just adore it. Now, the other day we were in the chicken coop gardens and we were planting more of the Color Max, the clear orange. I cleared out the the nursery with the clear orange. We have got more of those. Color Max, this is the clear yellow. So you can see, just when they say it's clear, it means it's solid. So it's a solid yellow, a solid orange. You will also get what we call blotches. We'll get that more over when we go to the pansies, and a blotch is simply like a darker center, right? So lots and lots of colors there. We also got some more, I guess you would call them like the thrillers of containers. So we have the Artemisia. This is still that new look, which is a great silver accent. And you can see how much it is growing since we got it. This is, some of these are still the original ones that we got a couple of weeks ago. They have filled in quite nicely. All of these plants really thrive in cooler conditions. Now, a really fun one, this is Cardoon. And Cardoon is, you can see, it may look like it's kind of thorny. It is not. It will be a great, really spineless. It is edible if you want to. It's kind of like celery. I particularly don't enjoy eating it, but it will give nice, height and continue to grow and give you gorgeous new foliage as the season goes on. Just like any other, whether it's the mustard or the cabbage or the kale, your outer leaves, right, if they kind of drive you crazy, maybe they're looking a little worn, just go ahead and trim them because you've got beautiful new growth coming up. But this just brings a whole nother different texture and color than, say, a kale or a beautiful mustard. Go, look at this. This is what, when I tell you that Ms. America mustard will get height to it and a good size, like I just want to show you, like look, to put it in perspective, look how big this plant is, and it will continue to do this all season long, all the way up through the spring. Finally, when the heat of the spring, early summer hits, then that's when it's done. But until then, you've got beautiful foliage coming out of it. If you want to go in there and clean up the edges, you can just go in and pick them off just like that. It's no problem. It continues to put out new foliage throughout the growing season. Makes a gorgeous thriller filler with these plants. You can put it in the landscape, you can put it in containers, however you want to use it, you can in all of those various ways. Let's go on down back over here to show you more of the colors. Of course, the mums. I'm matching today. Look at that. I'm coordinating with the mums. Last week, I think I was in like a gold yellow. So today we're wearing a beautiful violet color today. Mums, still great, right? This is, if you have events, please come get these mums. They are gorgeous. All you have to do is water them. This is the early batch of mums. They are in full bloom, but they still have buds all over them. So these are not done. These are not spent. Just stick them outside. With the mums, since they're already blooming, if you want to put them in a shadier area, you absolutely can. Just keep them watered. That's all you have to do. If you want to use them as perennials, you can, because all of our mums are Belgian mums, meaning that they are cold hardy. You just need to get them in the ground, get their roots established before the cold hits. So for us, that's quite a while. We still have other batches of like the mid to the late mums, like this one, for example. This would be like a mid bloomer because you're starting to see a little bit of color, but it still has tons of buds on it. So don't think, my local people, that I only have mums that are in full bloom. I don't. I have other ones that are still budding and will take you all the way through end of December. We're over here in Pansy land, and this is what I was talking about, like when we say the pansy or the viola has a blotch. This is what you would call the blotch. So this is the color, this is the Colossus Fire. Colossus is another series, and they just call it that because they have really nice, big flowers on them. I love this one. This is the Beaconsfield. Like, look at these colors. Like, how in the world do you choose? See, that's where my problem is because I have enough ADD in me that I just want, like, I want one of everything. I want to put all the colors in the ground. But yeah, that's hard to do. So we've got all these gorgeous colors. We've got the rose in the pansy. So if you want the rose with the blotch, that is also available in the pansy. Look at this one. This is the Grandio Beacon Rose. How pretty would these be paired with the Viola Beacon Rose? Because this tends to have a little bit more white in it, and then you put the viola with it. Oh my gosh. Or you could even just do these two together. Would be really pretty. The blue is always a very popular color. This is the Grandio Blue with blotch. Look at that. If that's not a classic pansy, I don't know what is. It is gorgeous. And of course, the blues and the yellows complement each other really nicely. So you could absolutely do some sort of mix, whether you wanted to just do a random mix of them together, or if you do like I do and plant, say, a group of 3 or 4 yellows together and then 3 or 4 blues back and forth, so you have like big patches throughout. It really is up to you. More purples, we've got the whites. Of course, white will complement and makes anything pop. So even that white with the blue, because sometimes those darker colors will tend to kind of fade into the landscape. So you want to pair a darker color. Maybe look at this beautiful purple, right? This is a nice solid purple. Go ahead and pair the purple with either the yellow, because it's got a yellow throat, or the white, and they really complement each other and they will make each other look better, right? Coming on over here, because we sold out of these guys so fast. I just walked through a spider web. What is it that I say? The early gardener gets the spider webs? Well, I just got them for you. All of these are going to be the Cool Wave Pansies. Sold out of these super fast last time, so I bumped up the order. Anytime Jenny's in charge of ordering, we always tend to get a little bit more because I have fun shopping. So these are Cool Wave Pansies, which are a trailing pansy. And they, the blooms on them are going to be a little bit smaller than your typical pansy. They look a little bit more like a viola bloom as far as their size, but they do trail. Let's see if I can, like, you can see that. That's not leggy, right? It's not a leggy plant. Leggy means that it's tall and gangly. It's not. It is just going to be a trailing pansy. And so we've got all sorts of different colors. What I like to do is, if you're going to do a container, put these guys up front or on the edge, and then fill in on the back side with your traditional pansies or violas and those kinds of things, because you've got beautiful cascading. Look at this. Look how beautiful that is. I'm trying to find a tag so I can tell you what the color is, but I don't see one. Oh my gosh, just gorgeous. Absolutely. No tag. It's a pretty one. How about that? If you're still looking for your thrillers, your container, your fillers, then we've got great options for you. Ascot Rainbow, this is a spurge, a type of euphorbia. I adore this plant year round. This is one of my absolute favorite perennials. It is mostly for your foliage. So if you know coleus, right, we do that for color. The Ascot Rainbow is going to be the same. It will get some nice height to it in the garden, in the landscape. Like, it can get 2.5 to 3 feet tall and really, really full. So you can see all of that will get nice and tall. It is an evergreen, so even in the wintertime, you're going to have foliage and it's not going to completely die back. Of course, the Chef's Choice Rosemary, this is another wonderful option. I planted mine, remember, in the urns at the patio, and they're doing great. I'll give you an update on those maybe next week, because not only are the Chef's Choice doing great, but we did violas in that, I believe, or pansies, I don't remember, either one. They are all looking really, really nice. All right, I think we hit all the colors on the pansies. Perennials, it is still a great time, right, to come out and plant. So whether you're shopping for whatever kind of things in your landscape, the dianthus, look at that, it is blooming again. Of course, dianthus is a great spring bloomer. This is Paint the Town Magenta, nice and full. I love dianthus because it is an evergreen. Even in the winter, you're going to have this really nice mat of that blue foliage. It is going to be hardy in zones 4 to 9, so very, very adaptable. And then, of course, the Shasta daisies. You just can't go wrong with the amazing daisies. This is Banana Cream 2. You can see that it is still blooming. We did go ahead and, cut it back after its initial flush, and here we are. So the Banana Cream 2 gets its name because you have on the same plant your first blooms. Your little buds are a nice soft yellow, and then as they mature, they'll turn a creamy white. So very much like a banana cream pie. Let's see. Where else do we want to go, Jerry? Got any ideas? Let's see. Here we go. Oh, grasses. Okay. We haven't talked about grasses in a while, so let's talk about grasses here, because if you've been around me, I am a huge fan of grasses, whether it's an annual grass, a perennial grass. They really bring a different texture and feel to your garden. So these are what we have right here of the proven winners. These are all going to be perennial grasses. Your annual grasses, of course, do love it warm, so they're on their way out. So here we go. Let me just give you a little rundown, and Jerry can get in here and show you these beautiful grasses. So these are ones that we are growing. So yes, they're a little bit on the smaller side right now. Desert Plains is going to be more on the petite side. It is a beautiful green. You can see in the fall how it will take on some red hues to it. And then of course does the plumes. This is going to be hardy in zones 5 to 9, and all of these grasses are going to be full sun. Next, we have the Prairie Winds Blue Paradise. This is a Schizocerium, which I love these grasses. They are just a whole different beautiful kind of plant. They're going to be 36 to 42 inches tall, still hardy in zones 3 to 9, very upright, that has, it can really take just about anything, right? So it has great deep wine purple fall color, and I love Schizoceriums. I just think they're great. You cannot beat that color. It is such a fun plant. We also have Apache Rose. Apache Rose is going to be a bit of a taller one, still columnar, 48 inches tall. Apache Rose I have in the Gatsby Gal bed. I have, I think, 3 of them in there. Very upright, and you can see from the picture and even from the plant, it will take on great fall color. All of these grasses are going to have really interesting fall color to them, still hardy in zones 4 to 9. So basically your hardiness zone is anywhere from 3 to 4 all the way down to 9. And then finally the Niagara Falls. Now Niagara Falls is what we have in the berm, and a very upright bluegrass, and it's tight, like it does not get floppy whatsoever. We've had wind, we've had rain, all kind of different kind of weather conditions, and it still is very upright and tight. It does not split down the middle. It is I think probably one of my new favorite grasses for sure. So there are tons of other things that we could go through, but we're going to kind of wrap it up because Jerry's going to do his nursery tour for all the shrubs that you get to watch and look at that. But go visit your local garden center, right? Here at Creekside Nursery, we are open Wednesdays through Saturdays, 9 to 3. So we would love to have you here. Mark your calendar for October the 21st. It's going to be kind of a big day. Bolton's Curbside Cookery is going to be back. So if you are looking for a delicious burger and fries and onion rings, they might have some of their soups available that day. We'll see. But they will be here. And plus that morning we're going to do a power planter workshop. So this is a free workshop that you can sign up for. We're going to have it on, the sign-ups are going to be like on Facebook. So I will have that linked for you. So if you'll just click on over there. And if you're coming, just let us know so we can kind of have a gauge of an idea of how many people we're going to have so we can find the exact right location to do that. But at this Power Planter workshop, what we're going to do is hands-on demonstration and tell you everything you need to know about using the Power Planter augers and the drills and the whole complete set. You will actually be able to pick them up. You will touch them. If you want to dig a hole, you can dig a hole. We will just let you get in there and get up close and personal with those Power Planter augers, because that is what we use here at Creekside Nursery. I absolutely love using them. It is a massive time saver and a physical saver on your body. So mark your calendar for Saturday, October 21st. It is going to be a fun day. And of course you can come shopping, right? It should be a beautiful day, fall day, that we would love to have you here at the nursery. So be looking for Jerry's edition of the weekly nursery tour. And as always, we so appreciate you. Y'all have a great day. We'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.